What is going on, ladies and gentle beings of the tribe, and how the devil are we all doing today? This is another video. Apparently we're just kicking out videos left and right, who knew? But I know that you are wanting to have your Sector 4 guide so that you can get all your feats done lickety split. I'm here to help you out. Let's do this, baby. Allow me to adjust. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, we have got feats to do in Sector 4. If you haven't seen my other videos for Sectors 1, 2, and 3, go ahead and check them out. I'm sure I'll have 5 out soon enough. Probably when you're watching this, it's probably already out. Who knew? Alright, feats. What do we got to do? We've got to yar me hearties. Although it says mateys. I said hearties. Win 10 battles with a full squad of pirates. We also now need to gain evasion up 60 times. We can cheese that pretty well. Win 10 battles with no tanks in your squad. And win 10 battles with crosshair scarred surviving. Now, what I recommend you do is these 3 battles where we need to win 10 battles with this setup, split them out and cross-pollinate them as much as you can. So for example, you can do 10 battles which also have no tanks. You can also do 10 battles with crosshair with no tanks. So to get the no tanks, just split it in with your pirates. I'll give you some teams to use. So for example, if you've got Pirate King Hondo, recommend you take Pirate King Hondo, throw in all of your standard pirates, but drop out Vayne. You don't want to use Vayne as a tank. Throw in Sana Staros. She is the worst pirate. Similarly, with Mars, throw in Hondo. Just do not take in Quiggold. I like to take in Nest for this. This way, with these 2 teams, you are getting 10 battles with pirates, and you're getting battles with no tanks. If you happen to have broader pirates again, and you want to split this into a Thano lead as well, you're looking for trouble. I would just split these over time. But also, don't forget, you need to get wins with Crosshair. Now, Crosshair, you can do New Bad Batch, take out Wrecker, throw in OG Omega, and you should be able to get a win or 2, depending on the relic investment of your Bad Batch in general. Or you can use a standard CLS team, drop out Chupio, throw in Crosshair, or a Queen Amidala team. Make sure you throw in Keller and Beck for the global feat here, and Crosshair. Yes, this will disrupt some of your synergy, because for some reason, Bad Batch now don't have the Galactic Republic tag. I'm guessing that's for synergy purposes, but you can also start throwing him later in with like JML with the tank tech, that sort of thing, once you've got your wins with no tanks. All right, so as soon as you've hit those 10 wins with no tanks, then you can start integrating tanks into these teams if they are starting to struggle without having that extra defensive barrier. Not really going to show you the teams with it because I feel like that'll be a waste of our time. But the main thing that we want to see today, ladies and gentlemen, is the cheese that we're going to be doing to get all of our evasion ups in one battle. Now, you could choose to do this on one of the boss nodes if you want, if you can manage it. Either one, they've got longer timers, but generally speaking, if you can keep your eye out for something like this, a Jango Fett lead, or not lead, sorry, a Jango Fett within a Separatist leadership. He's got damage immunity. This one also happens to have Droidica. It's easier to make this work with Jango Fett. Now, if you're doing this sort of thing, highly recommend you have something like Booming Voice, which you can get through, I think it's getting, is it the Prophet feat? I can't remember. One of the feats within Conquest gives you Booming Voice, so you might have picked it up naturally. Anything that will give you additional assists, so Assertive Command over here, basic abilities, call another random ally to assist, and Perseverance, whenever you attack out a turn, you attack out a turn again. This is useful in a CLS team, because once you've got 3 stacks of translation from C3PO, you're going to be constantly reducing your cooldowns, let you cycle through those abilities. And I've got Unstable Decelerator here at the bottom. You can't see it because my beautiful head is in the way. Unstable Decelerator to remove turn meter. Okay, now this doesn't only really applies if you are up against like a crew team. That can work versus the same setup, can work versus a crew team as well. That Unstable Decelerator should make sure that he doesn't take too much damage, but you need to have something putting out a lot of debuffs on the enemy team. So what we do here is we try to go in for the Jango Fett, and we just keep him stun locked and TM stripped the entire time. Let me show you what I mean. So the team is a standard CLS team featuring Luminara. I threw Luminara in here not because she's necessary per se, but she does have a 50% chance to apply evasion up on her basic, and we're going to be basicking a lot. Han Solo also passes evasion up to the whole team whenever he shrugs. Just like this. All right, and because we've got C3PO in this team and lots of attacks out of turn, we are going to be gaining lots of translation and reducing our cooldowns lots. So if B2 is in the enemy team, don't attack him. Just don't. Attack anybody else, but if he actually gains bonus turns and does those AoEs, that's great for you because you will just counterattack then, especially if there's a pre-taunting tank. Makes it a lot easier. You don't waste your turns. All we're looking to do is go through this as quickly as possible, get it down to just Jango Fett. Once it's just Django Fett on the field, you go full auto, and you have to wait, unfortunately, for you to lose buff immunity. But once we've lost buff immunity, you'll see Han does his shrug there. He's passing around that evasion up. Every time we've got 3 stacks of translation and C-3PO does a basic, he's going to be reducing their cooldowns. Reducing cooldowns means Han shrugs more often, and even if you're not shrugging with Han, Luminara, once she's lost that silly buff immunity, can apply to herself evasion up. 50% chance on her basic. You'll see because every time she gets called to assist, she will basic again. That means she almost has a 100% chance to do it. Now you do have to watch out for Newt, because Newt with that extortion, you cannot afford to have extortion on your characters. It slows you down, and that can cause Django on the enemy team to take a turn, and you do not want him taking a turn. He needs to be controlled the entire battle. All right, because as soon as he loses that damage immunity, the cheese is over. Now, it does go without saying that if you are doing this feat, it is going to be costing you. It will cost you in terms of just straight up energy. You're not going to win this battle because Django won't take a turn from here. Now, you do not have to have a Django Fett node. You can do this as well against a Padme lead squad. I didn't have one in my sector to show you, so I couldn't really get it rolling or anything like that. But if you do have a Padme squad, you can do the same thing. You need to make sure you don't have anything on your data disk setup that is going to ramp your damage output, because you do not want to defeat the enemy. You have to let them have all of that bonus protection. Anytime you're attacking out a turn, they should be gaining bonus protection all the time, and that should keep them alive. And also it should indicate or create a turn meter loop for you. So you'll just constantly be looping the enemy team. All right. So it does work against a Padme team, and it looks very hairy because you're constantly taking damage from Padme or the Galactic Republic modifier. But yeah, this is it basically, guys. You just leave this on full auto, come back when the battle's over, and you'll have your 60 evasion ups. Really, really reliable. So we just finish it off there. We've got our defeat. Alas, woe is me, but evasion up. Super easy. So back to a normal data disk setup now. I'm going with Leader's Resolve and just Zealous Ambition. Zealous Ambition is great. I love Zealous Ambition. Mid-sector boss, we've got Balin Skull and his team. We need to do 2 things. 1, win with kicks in your squad, and 2, win with dark side only characters. We'll start off with the kicks in your squad. Honestly, if you do not have much investment in your kicks, you just want to do as much damage as you possibly can. Things that let you go at the start are going to be your friend here. However, I think I will try the good old faithful Rogue One setup over here. We're using Adrad. We'll take in Jin. We'll take in Cassian. We'll take in K2SO. And then we'll throw Kix. Now, Kix needs to survive. You also want to make sure that your Admiral Radis has got plenty of stamina, so I'm just going to top him up over here. And we're going to go ahead. If you haven't seen how this works, if you're using data disks like Leader's Resolve, and most importantly, Zealous Ambition, Adrad becomes a little bit of a monster. You just go like this. Oof. Now, that one AoE may cause you some issues if your Kix is like a 0 gear. If that's the case, if you've got any consumables, maybe throw on Initial Tether Tech, and that should see you through it. But that's one way of getting that done. Dark side only characters, very easy to do if you happen to have Reaver, for example. Reaver Inquisitorius will literally destroy it instantly. You'll take a turn at the start and go BERT. But failing that, I'm once again going to go down the line of what are my support characters, who are the support characters that I can use. For this, I would highly, highly recommend using Night Sisters. If you've got Great Mothers in particular, we'll take in Great Mothers, we'll take in Morgan Elsbeth. We want to have as many support type units as we can. So let's go ahead and get them, and I'll just throw in Merrin over here. The really great thing about the Great Mothers is the fact that we can just go ahead and strip away all the protection right at the start. I'm going to focus on someone like Shin Hati at the start. I'm going to place the Blessed over here on Mami Talzin. The reason I want to go on Mami Talzin is because she's got an AoE. However, we should be able to just AoE the board here. Yeah, that's rather nice, isn't it? And once again, boom, just take him down. Let's get rid of that DI. Oh my god, he didn't even get to take a turn. Oh, poor Balin. Yeah, Great Mothers destroys that node. Absolutely destroys it. But anything that's got good support, use your GLs. It's just blank dark side. In boss node, then we're against Seer. We have to win without a Galactic Legend and win with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Now, I'm not going to show you win with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, as if you've got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you could just roll your face over your phone and win. Win without using a Galactic Legend. Who should we use? I mean, I would really like to just do Adrad again. If you've got Adrad, use Adrad. But if you don't have Adrad, we're going to have to do something else. So, dark side then, I think I'll go ahead and... Let's go Afra. Dr. Afra. We'll get the standard BT1 and the standard 000 over here. After that, we need to have some scoundrels that are hopefully support. So, we want some dark side support. Where's the support tag? There it is. Okay. So, actually, I should probably go by scoundrel tag. That'll be easier. I'm going to use Afra. She is a support type. She'll take a turn at the start of battle as well, which is very, very useful. Han will, of course, shoot first because he is a massive pain. Now, I'm using B2 here as well to help get some interrupt action going, so we'll go ahead and do that. Wonderful, and then we can just go ahead and increase their cooldowns. Afra is a support type, but she doesn't do a boatload of damage. So that's not going to, like, be a game ender for us, but we do have revive capabilities, of course. And then we immediately get lost again. So I'm going to focus down on Cat at the start, because I don't like Cat. Cat is going to cause us issues. She's going to be passing quite a lot of bonus stats to this enemy team over here. Let's keep on working down on this. Oh my gosh, they're doing so much damage to us, but it turns out Afra does quite a lot of damage herself. She's rather powerful herself. Counterattacks coming in from Han. Let's just get the burning going. Wonderful. Get rid of that stealth. Can we get rid of Seer? Oh, nearly. Actually, she should die of burning, I think. Let's get rid of Han. The Zealous Ambition is really good with support type characters, of course, but you are a little bit constrained naturally by the damage output on the ability, which is quite low. So yeah, you are having to rely on more or less basics by the looks of things. I am going to keep siphoning them, because siphoning is very useful. And it is actually an AoE damage here. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish off Cara Dune. Oh, let's finish off the team. Alright, that's not a clean way of doing it. I don't recommend Afra. I really don't recommend Afra. Usually good teams for that sort of thing is going to be something like a GG team. So, no GLs, we're taking in Treya. If you've got Bane, take in Bane. He's practically a GL. Alright, so how are we going to manage this? They got the stuns out, but he did go in for Malak, which is quite useful for us because Malak is a great tank, and we're spreading some of that fear right now. So what do I want to do over here? I probably want to make sure that Cara Dune doesn't do anything irritating. Let's go ahead and put that isolate on her. And there's no point trying to fear on Seer, so we'll get that over there. And yeah, let's try and suck dry on Seer. And we're going to work our way through this team right now. It shouldn't be too bad. We'll be able to do some decent damage with some of our characters. Nihilus is a support character, but watch out for those counterattacks. Those counterattacks are rather nasty. Treya is also a support type, as you can see. And that is rather handy for us. Go ahead and shock. Oh, and Basti is also a support type, so make of that what you will. Cat, that was way too quick for the cooldown increases, honey. She took way too many turns. Alright, just get to work. I'm not going to tap Cat right now because she is feared, and I'd like to keep it that way. If we can get a nice little annihilate over there on the enemy Cat, that would be wonderful. One tap? No, not quite. Not quite. Let's increase the cooldowns. Alright, we should be able to get rid of Kitty Cat in a second now. Apparently we just can't increase cooldowns, it's just not a thing. Let's get rid of Kara's Doom. Zori apparently just doesn't want to die at all. No more Cat. And that should be all she wrote. What is with this Zori? That Zori is incredibly chunky, don't you think? Anyway, Treya, a decent way of taking it down. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. I'd love to hear it, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.